You set your cruise control. You tap the button, the car takes over. It slows, it speeds up, it maintains distance, and suddenly you're not really controlling the rhythm anymore. But here's the real question. Are you safer or just more comfortable?
Traffic and more traffic in 6 minutes. Randy, here's Randy Keith.
Welcome back to Mastering the Commute. This is the podcast where we talk about the driving topics you really care about. This is episode 60, Adaptive Cruise Control, what it does and what it doesn't. February was off the freeway month. We talked about left turns, right turns, parking lots, and preparation, the low-speed environments where human behavior matters most. Now we shift into March. This month is about tools, technology, modern driving systems. And today we're starting with one of the biggest ones, adaptive cruise control. Adaptive Cruise Control, or ACC, maintains a set speed like traditional cruise control, but it also detects vehicles ahead, adjusts your following distance, slows automatically, and speeds back up when traffic clears. It feels smooth, it feels intelligent, it feels safe, and when used properly, it absolutely reduces fatigue, especially on long highway drives. Interestingly, my wife actually likes adaptive cruise control. That surprised me when she first told me that because I assumed she would find it restrictive, like giving up control. But for her, it removes stress. And that's important because that tells you something about why people gravitate toward it. It lowers mental load. But lowering mental load and lowering responsibility are not the same thing. Personally, I've noticed something specific. Some ACC systems apply a little more pressure than I would. Sometimes the braking is firmer. Sometimes the acceleration is slightly stronger. It reacts in defined thresholds, whereas I tend to feather the gas and manage space gradually. That said, and this is important, many adaptive cruise systems are actually smoother than the average driver, especially in aggressive driving environments like Florida or New York. In places where drivers follow too closely, brake late, and accelerate hard, adaptive cruise control can introduce more consistency. It can smooth out extremes. So this isn't anti-ACC. It's about understanding how it behaves. ACC does not predict sudden cut-ins, understand aggressive personalities, anticipate brake lights 3 cars ahead, or read subtle traffic flow shifts. It reacts. It does not anticipate. And anticipation is what separates reactive driving from skilled driving. When drivers overtrust ACC, something subtle happens. They disengage slightly. Hands stay on the wheel, eyes stay forward, but scanning decreases, engagement decreases, and reaction time stretches. You're supervising a system instead of actively driving. That shift is small but important. Now let's talk about my favorite topic on the podcast, phantom traffic jams. Any braking can start a ripple, even light braking. But harder braking accelerates the domino effect. If one vehicle brakes slightly firmer than necessary, the vehicle behind brakes a little more, the next brakes harder, and the wave travels backward. Adaptive cruise systems sometimes brake a little more decisively than a highly attentive driver using gradual throttle control. Multiply that across thousands of vehicles and you contribute to brake light waves. Again, this isn't a flaw, it's physics. ACC is reactive. It responds to distance thresholds. It doesn't smooth the system the way a human actively managing space with the gas pedal can. Adaptive cruise control shines in long highway stretches, steady traffic flow, reducing leg fatigue, and maintaining consistent following distance. And for many drivers, especially those who tend to follow too closely, ACC can actually improve safety margins. In high-density, high-aggression environments, the consistency alone can be an upgrade over typical human behavior. But consistency isn't the same as awareness. The real risk isn't the technology, it's complacency. When drivers assume the car's handling it, that's when scanning drops. That's when you stop reading traffic far ahead. That's when subtle changes in flow go unnoticed until the system reacts. And reactive driving is always slightly behind proactive driving. Here's the Mastering the Commute approach. Use adaptive cruise control as an assistant, not a replacement. Back in episode 37, we talked a little bit about autonomous vehicles and how I would prefer the hybrid approach, where you set it, monitor it, but stay engaged. You keep scanning 8 to 12 seconds ahead and override the ACC when needed. Increase following distance manually in heavy or unpredictable traffic, and remember the system manages distance. You manage awareness. February was about behavior in low-speed environments. Now March is about behavior with technology, because no matter how advanced the system becomes, the driver is still the most important variable. Next week, we'll talk about lane assist and blind spot monitoring. Alerts can be helpful, but awareness is irreplaceable. If you use adaptive cruise control regularly, and especially if you love it or hate it, I'd love to hear your experience. Email me at freewaytrafficexpert@gmail.com. Follow me on social media at Mastering the Commute on Facebook and YouTube. And grab your free copy of my ebook, Drive Smarter Now, at drivesmarternow.com. If you'd like to join our community and support the show, please go to our Patreon at patreon.com/drivesmarternow. Drive smart, use the tools, but don't let the tools drive you. Have a great week.